Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, April the 26th, and we are here to look at the new releases. Being Friday, it is Freeform Friday, so we just look at the stuff that we didn't have a chance to during the week, things that caught my attention, and then always more cozies because there's always more cozies. I hope you're having a good Friday. Thank you for watching if you're watching now. Thank you for watching later if you're watching it later. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit notification bell, and please let other people know. I think other book lovers would like to know what's coming out each week. So, quick announcements. No sprints tonight for me. I don't do them on Friday nights. We will be doing them tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, and they'll go for 5 hours. I usually do Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then the Saturday afternoons. I've only missed one since I've been doing this starting in July, and that was because the power was out. So we will be here. We will be sprinting. We will be reading. Grandma Susan says, "Good morning, all." It's lovely. I get some good coffee ambiance popping up in my algorithm. Kim says, "Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing? Any plans for the weekend?" I do not. Other than sprinting, reading, crocheting, napping. For sure, napping. It's not been a hard week. It seemed like a long week. Let's see, quick reading update. I am sticking with Three Can Keep a Secret by M.E. Hilliard, and I'm at 18%. Just started it last night. But I usually have more than one going, so I think I'm still on the hunt. Sprinting with you and reading, yay! Huzzah! And woot. All right, shall we jump in? The clock is ticking. Let me first go to, where'd it go? There it is. This is a book I actually got a few months ago because it was available in the UK. And Steve had gotten me a gift certificate for Amazon UK for Christmas. But in the US, they didn't release it until this week to help promote, I guess, Shakespeare's birthday. It came out on April 23rd, which is actually Shakespeare's birthday, so they say. This is by Judi Dench and Brendan O'Hay. I think that's how you say it. This is Shakespeare, the Man Who Pays the Rent. And these are her comments. I started it. I haven't read it all. But he brings up different Shakespeare plays and she tells stories of when she played them and what she thinks about these plays and so forth. So, taking a curtain call with a live snake in her wig, cavorting naked through the Warwickshire countryside painted green, acting opposite a child with a pumpkin on his head. These are just a few of the things Dame Judi Dench has done in the name of Shakespeare. For the very first time, Judi opens up about every Shakespeare role she has played throughout her 7-decade career, from Lady Macbeth and Titania to Ophelia and Cleopatra. In a series of intimate conversations with actor and director Brendan O'Hay, she guides us through Shakespeare's plays with incisive clarity, revealing the secrets of her rehearsal process and inviting us to share in her triumphs, disasters, and backstage shenanigans. Interspersed with vignettes on audiences, critics, company spirit, and rehearsal room etiquette, she serves up priceless revelations on everything from the craft of speaking in verse to her personal interpretations of some of Shakespeare's most famous scenes, all brightened by her mischievous sense of humor, striking level of honesty, and a peppering of hilarious anecdotes, many of which have been remained under lock and key until now. I think I've mentioned before, but my undergraduate degree is in theater. I was not an actor. Acting scares me silly. I was a stage manager. I can manage and tell actors what to do, where to go, and stuff. Uh, but my one regret is I never had the opportunity to work on a Shakespeare play. I think that would have been so awesome. All righty. The next one we're going to go to is another nonfiction that caught my eye. Kim says she has no plans. I like that plan, other than reading. That is always on the plan for me. Reading and weekend, napping, and walking keto. These are the plans. This is another nonfiction that caught my eye. The Seven Wonders of the Ancient World, an extraordinary new journey through history's greatest treasures by Bettany Hughes. For millennia, the seven wonders of the ancient world have been known for their aesthetic sublimity, ingenious engineering, and sheer audacious magnitude. The great pyramids of Giza, the hanging gardens of Babylon, the temple of Artemis, the statue of Zeus, the mausoleum of okay, Halicarnas- Halicarnassos, the Colossus of Rhodes, and the lighthouse at Alexandria. Echoing down time, each of these persist in our imagination as an emblem of the glory of antiquity, but beneath the familiar images is a surprising revelatory history. Guiding us through its history is historian Bettany Hughes, who has traveled to each of the sites to uncover the latest archaeological discoveries and bring these monuments and the distinct cultures that built them back to breathtaking life. Doesn't that sound cool? Yeah. A couple other things that caught my eye that we that these are just like regular fiction, so it didn't really fall into our genre explorings. The Paris novel by Ruth Reichelt. This is that food critic, and she has written many autobiographies, but now she's has gone into fiction. Stella reached for an oyster, tipped her head, and tossed it back. It was cool and slippery, the flavors so briny it was like diving into the ocean. Oysters, she thought. Where have they been all my life? When her estranged mother dies, Stella is left with an unusual inheritance, a one-way plane ticket, and a note reading, "Go to Paris," which is interesting because most times when a family member dies, they leave you like a villa. Paris is hardly cut out for adventure. A traumatic childhood has kept her confined to the strict routines of her comfort zone. But when her boss encourages her to take time off, not really a good sign, Stella resigns herself to honoring her mother's last wishes. But you wish you had a boss like that. Alone in a foreign city, Stella falls into old habits, living cautiously and frugally. Then she stumbles across a vintage store where she tries on a fabulous Dior dress. The shopkeeper insists that this dress was meant for Stella, and for the first time in her life, Stella does something impulsive. She buys the dress and embarks on an adventure. Her first stop, the iconic brasserie Le Domingo, where Stella tastes her first oysters and then meets an octogenarian art collector who decides to take her under his wing. As Jules introduces Stella to a veritable who's who of the Paris literary, art, and culinary worlds, she begins to understand what it might mean to live a larger life. As weeks and many decadent meals go by, Stella ends up living as a tumbleweed at famed bookstore Shakespeare and Company, uncovers a hundred-year-old mystery in a Manet painting, and discovers a passion for food that may be connected to her past. A feast for the senses, this novel is a testament to living deliciously, taking chances, and finding your true home. Doesn't that sound lovely? Color me intrigued. The Paris Apartment by Kelly Bowen. London, 2017. When Aurelia Leclerc inherits an opulent Paris apartment, see, they inherit these amazing things. She is shocked to discover a treasure trove of famous art and couture gowns. One obscure painting leads Leah to Gabriel Seymour, a highly respected art restorer with his own mysterious past. Together, they attempt to uncover the truths concealed within the apartment's walls. Paris, 1942. Glamorous Estelle Allard flourishes in a world separate from the hardships of war. Yet when the Nazis come for her friends, Estelle doesn't hesitate to help. But she can't know that her actions will have ramifications for generations to come. Though 75 years apart, Estelle and Leah must summon hidden courage as they navigate the dangers of a changing world, altering history and their families' futures forever. You know, I love my historical. And this caught my eye too. Reboot by Justin Taylor. A raucous and wickedly smart satire of Hollywood toxic fandom and our chronically online culture following a washed up actor on his quest to revive the cult TV show that catapulted him to teenage fame. Woo, sorry about that. David Crater is a has-been. A former child actor from the hit teen drama Rev Beach, he now rotates between his new roles as deadbeat dad, recovering alcoholic, and occasional video game voice actor. But when David is summoned to Los Angeles by Grace, his ex-wife and former co-star, he suddenly sees an opportunity for a reboot, not just of the show that made him famous, but also of his listless existence. Hollywood, the internet, and a fractured nation have other plans, however, and David soon drinks himself to a realization. The seemingly innocuous revival of an old Buffy ripoff could be the spark that sets ablaze a nation gripped by far-right conspiracy, climate catastrophe, and mass violence. I'm out. I didn't have to go there. All right. I can't remember if we did this one on Monday or not. I don't think we did. We're going now into the cozy territory. Death by Chocolate Raspberry Scone, A Death by Chocolate Mystery by Sarah Graves. And I believe Cajun is reading this one right now. With the August heat strong enough to melt solid chocolate into syrup, that's hot. Jake and Ellie crave a break from bakery ovens despite tourist season promising a sweet payday, but they never envisioned spending the last weeks of summer drifting around Passamaquoddy Bay searching for pirate's treasure and a dead body. Sally Coates believes her husband was murdered off the coast and begs Ellie, a trusted childhood friend, to locate his remains. It's unusual that a skilled fisherman would vanish along with the gold doubloon he inherited from his grandfather. Is the pirate ship the Pearl nearby, Captain Jack Sparrow? And Sally isn't the only one coveting the valuable heirloom for her own. As Jake and Ellie's island hop for answers, they find themselves caught between hungry sharks and hungrier suspects. Can the duo tempt fate and dodge danger before there's blood in the water? Or are they destined to fall into the jaws of a killer trap? We'll have to ask Cajun. How is going when we see her? Museum of Murder. Echo, echo. By Leslie Langtree, 30th of 30 in Mary Raff Mysteries. Good for that author. That is a busy cover. Welcome to the Museum of Murder. Who knew that the town of Who's There, that's the name of the town, was the murder capital of Iowa, and its new Museum of Murder is a hit. Though ex-CIA spy turned Girl Scout leader Mary Rath is less than happy that she's featured in the exhibits. That would be disconcerting. Besides its quirky and somewhat disturbing charm and a gift shop with questionable practices, everyone wants to know who's behind Who's There's hottest attraction. That would be really awkward to have a town named that. Some speculate it's hometown boy Sheldon McBride, a reclusive, ultra wealthy inventor of ethanol fueled cars, drones, and rumor has it, a flock of robot turkeys. Be careful, you might just become the next exhibit. This weird new museum should be nothing but harmless fun, that is, until a killer recreates copycat murders among the exhibits. As usual, chaos follows as Mary's troupe wants to hand out rotting shark snacks for their Thinking Day booth on Iceland. The dreaded annual cookie sales are coming up. Future spy of America Betty has a boyfriend, and Mary becomes an aunt for the first time when her twin sisters-in-law finally have their baby boys. Unfortunately, the addition of the new infant citizens isn't enough to save Who's There from a population drop. As the killer goes on a spree, Mary has no time to lose to catch a killer before she becomes an exhibit of her own permanently. 30 books in that series. Crazy Millie, Texas Town's Mystery in Mineral Wells. Set in Texas during the 1930s. Pinkerton employee and want-to-be detective Millie Campbell finds herself back in her native Texas, this time to Mineral Wells, famed for its healing mineral water. Wealthy Caldwell Lambert had made his fortune selling electric ice boxes, but a series of accidents convinces the tycoon that his life is in danger. Lambert turns to Pinkerton Millie Campbell and former Texas Ranger Bill Houston for protection. Stressed and overweight, Caldwell's physician convinces the tycoon a heart attack will kill the old curmudgeon before any assassin. Heeding his doctor's advice, settles his entourage, daughters, bodyguards, and doctor into the luxurious Baker Hotel, an elegant curative retreat with medicinal waters, massages, and good country air. But danger follows. A landslide while hiking in Penitentiary Hollow injures Caldwell Lambert, and Sparks Sparks fears the assassin has followed the family to Mineral Wells. The youngest daughter falls victim to a bus holdup, and another daughter is attacked, events which force Millie and Bill to race against time to unmask the culprit. Leslie Meyer has a new one. Did we look at this one? I don't remember. Did we look at this one on Tuesday? Let's see. Maybe not. Patchwork Quilt Murder, a Lucy Stone mystery, book number 30, another 30th in series by Leslie Meyer. During a heat wave in Tinker's Cove, Maine, part-time reporter, maybe we did, Lucy Stone becomes unseasonably entangled in handmade quilts and a twisted case of murder. When a community center opens in town, many embrace it as a space where locals of all ages can gather and create. Others view it as a waste of taxpayer dollars. The director, Darlene Busby Platt, is no less controversial. Intense and showy, Darlene has huge plans for her new role, but Lucy believes the woman isn't exactly as warm-hearted or qualified as she seems. That hunch deepens when Darlene and a young employee vanish and dismembered remains appear. That's right, I do kind of remember that. Funny how the dismembered stuff kind of sticks in your brain. Marinated conditions. Now, I get that they're trying to be, artistic here, but it's really when the font makes you really have to work harder to see what that word is, particularly the first word, that's not good. We love Lucy Stone. Awesome. Did we do that one on Tuesday? Do you remember? This is by Tiora Moody, 7th in the Eugenia Patterson Mysteries. Yep, we're good. Eugenia Patterson Jones is excited about planning her daughter Lisa Patterson's wedding. With 3 months to go, there's lots to do. They meet for lunch at the award-winning Smokin' Ward barbecue food truck owned by Lisa's wedding caterer. Lately, the Smokin' Ward owners have been at odds with a local barbecue competitor. When the competitor's body is found inside his food truck, Lisa's friends become suspects. Yes, you should be. Usually, Eugenia is the one who's sticking her nose into situation, but Lisa is determined to find out who's trying to destroy her friend's business and frame them for murder. The mother and daughter team up to find the smoking gun. Strong Temptations. Second in the Sophie Strong mystery series. I find that cover very pretty. It's a nice shade of blue. And that it looks like a diary or something. This is by Amy Renshaw. Aspiring reporter Sophie Strong uncovers deadly secrets lurking in the aisles of a 1912 department store. Will she risk everything in her quest to expose a killer? In 1912 Milwaukee, Wisconsin, aspiring reporter Sophie Strong yearns for a thrilling undercover mission that rivals those of her idol, journalist Nellie Bly. Her dreams of adventure are dashed when her cautious editor assigns her to the seemingly mundane role of a shop girl. But appearances can be deceiving. What starts as an ordinary job takes a sinister turn when a fellow employee meets a tragic end. Suddenly, Sophie and her co-workers fall under suspicion. Determined to prove their innocence and driven by an insatiable curiosity, she embarks on her own covert investigation. And this was the book I was talking about because I forgot to change the tab. We are kind of running out of time, so I'm going to now, I believe that is a re-release. Am I not? Am I right, Kim? If you want to check Goodreads. There's also Torn Asunder by Barbara Ross. I'm sorry, 12th in the main Clambake series. And I think Cajun also just read that too. Deadly Rains, number 25 in the Witch in the Woods series by Jenna St. James. A Whale of a Murder by Valerie Taylor. Venus Bixby, number 1. We did that one. Tea for Two and Murder. Ledoux, number 12. Abigail Lynn Thornton is the author. Death on the Back Nine by Caleb Weigel, 6th in the Myrtle Beach series. Ring of Deceit by Emma Ainsley. A Mystery Yarn by Mike Bethler. That is number 3 in the Omnipodge. Cindy Bell, there's a name. Road Trip, Risk and Revenge, Dune House number 29. Bachelorettes and Backsplash by Amy Boyles. This is 14th in the Magical Renovation series. Best Fangs Forever by L. Ren Burke. Vampire Pet Boutique number 4. You know I'm out. Woo! Jean Granger, Closer Than You Think. Mags Monroe number 4. Magic Tricks and Treats by Nix Hallowell. Witchy Candy Shop number 1. Maine Coon Mayhem by Iris Lee. Cat Aunt number 6. Very strange picture. This is Dearly Departed by Happy Spine Club number 1 by Lynn McAvania. Charms and Chihuahuas. Familiar Spirits number 4 by Christine Pope. Cooking Up a Storm by Ashley Quinn. Weather Girl number 4. Triple Shot. Arrow Investigations number 4 by Casey Walker. The Case of the Pretty Promises by Candy Baxter. Trouble in Tinseltown number 1. Hijinks in Hawaii by Cheryl Dugan. Ocean Cruising number 5. Oh, it's not a week without Tanya Kappas. Bonfires, Backpacks, and Brawls. Campers and Criminals number 36. Patricia McGlynn. Q Up is the title. Caught Dead in Wyoming number 14. Yeah, that does look like Wyoming. Multi-Level Murder by T.E. Scott. This is Wronged Women number 8. Bound for Murder by Audrey Schein. Juliet Page number 1. Cindy Stark is the author of Mystic Madness, Mystic Village number 2. There's no cover here. A Meowthia Murder. Oh, okay, that wins pun. Book number 1 by Corinne Winters. Out today, Ballots, Bells, and Blackmail by Brittany E. Brininger. Can we buy a bee? Twin Blue Bonnet Ranch number 10. Death in the Crypt by Fliss Chester. Cressida Fawcett number 5. Funhouse Mirrors by Libby Howard. Locust Point number 15. Chocolate Chip Cookie Cover-Up by Angela Mabel. Cookies and Schemes number 2. Cornfield Calamity by Summer Prescott. Farm Fresh number 1. Biscuits and Bedlam by Elsie Turner. Pawpaw's Pet Bakery number 1. And For the Sake of Old Lang Syne by C.S. Woolley. Stickleback Hollow number 25. And we'll probably stop there, even though those are coming out tomorrow, which is technically still this week. But almost information overload. Hang on, we're going to switch to our ending image here, but there's a commercial. There we go. All right, guys. Hope there were some interesting things. That was the morning I fell back to sleep. Oh, okay. That's okay. Sleep is more important. Yeah, I think the El Roco is also a re-release. Uh, which one? We can go back. I've got time. The Al Roker one? Oh, okay. Murder on Demand, morning show number 4. Okay, okay. Well, that is it for today. That's it for this week's new releases that we have time for. We got to just about everything, I think. We did good. Hope you have a good Friday. Hope you're reading good books. If you're not reading a good book, it's okay to set it aside and read something else. There's lots of books out there to read, and it's just not the right time for those, that author, that book, and you to come together. It's okay. If I don't see you, hope you have a good weekend. Otherwise, we do have sprints tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 5 hours. Oh, interesting. We might have to do some research. Okay, so thank you guys so much. Hit the like the button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Tell people about us. Let's grow. All right. Have a good day. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.